are both out on day 9. Interesting. But let's look at what's trending locally. Asamajan is trending now. He had said that he wanted to be part of the Black Stars team going to Qatar. And, you know, people have been talking. Someone says, and a picture, Mickey Jr. says, Asamajan meet the king of Eswatini. Okay, interesting picture. Football Ghana 3 says, Asamajan must be respected and honored. Black Stars assistant coach George Boateng says. So according to this guy, that's what George Boateng said. Again, Football Ghana 3 says, 2022 World Cup. We are yet to speak to Asamajan on his ambition, says George Boateng, according to Football Ghana. B Music Entertainment says, new single from Asante Backman. Tariq Lamte, Black Stars Shatawale, Jordan, are you okay? That's what we're looking at. Asamajan has paid his dues and should leave the stage. Or say Palmer. Okay. On this day in 2010, Sunderland signed Asamajan for £13 million. Here he is helping the Black Cats beat Chelsea 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. So there he is on your screen over there for those who didn't know Asamajan played for Sunderland. Did he score? Okay, that wasn't his goal, but anyways, Asamajan couldn't even play 20 minutes for Legon Cities. Alaji Gruza.
Alaji Gruza is an interesting one. I was going to ask, how did he really fare, you know, is he still with Legon City?
I don't think so.
But how did he, because I didn't hear much about
him over there. Yeah, like you hear about Sule in House of Folk.
Yeah. Do you think he's suffering what Cristiano Ronaldo is suffering, where Cristiano Ronaldo cannot, you know, accept the fact that he's come of age?
You know,
life happens to you.
You should move on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Monday Monster 21 says, Charlie, okay, not to link it this morning. This didn't call Asamajan in the friendly. They didn't call Asamajan in the friendlies, so his training make beans or what? You people are very interested. Mr. President said, no Asamajan, we ain't watching the World Cup. Who's with me? Oh, no Asamajan, we are not watching the World Cup.
Okay.
So Asamajan is not part of the Black Stars, we are not watching. You and who, Mr. President? Okay, Show Love says, do you want Asamajan to get called up? I'm right. Kobe Wayne Jr. says, at this point, Asamajan has more pace than Fofana. Wendy Okamti says, the only difference between Asamajan and Benzema right now is nationality and skin color. Otoado should have called him. Meaning, I mean, they're the same age, basically. That's what he's saying. She's saying, or he's saying. So why can't he play for the Black Stars?
So the Asamajan generation, who amongst them made it to the
Black Stars team?
The
nobody.
list.
No, Stephen Appiah, Lai Kinson, Richard Kinson, those boys, Ajiman Bedu, all those people. No, definitely nobody made it to this Black Stars. Unless I stand to be corrected. When a sports guy can, maybe he can confirm. I don't think his you know, his group, any of them made it to the current Black Stars team. Apu, Asamajan and Mpo couldn't. Not the day are you. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. This is Emmanuel saying, Apu, Asamajan and Mpo couldn't. Not the day are you. If they are going there to clap their hands there, I assure you that Ghana will win the World Cup.
Wait, hey.
You know what, let me move on from this. Last one, Modern News Global says, Asamajan's World Cup dream fading away after latest Ghana snap. Ghana latest football news, live scores, results. Okay. Well, should Asamajan play? Should he join the Black Stars or not? Thomas Partey is also in our trends. Awil says, Thomas Partey is confident he will be back in action before this month's international break. The midfielder has been out with a thigh injury, but his recovery is progressing well, and he could make the squad for Sunday's clash against Everton. So there you have him on your screen. AFTV says, do you think Mikel Arteta should include Partey on Sunday against Everton, even if not fully fit? Charles Wall says, big boost if Partey does return to full training this week. That's what he's aiming for. Whether Arteta could include him against Everton is another matter. He might take a more cautious approach. Positive news nonetheless. Well, we thank God Thomas Partey is getting better. Dennis Odoi's season so far for Club Brugge. Okay, not Dennis Odoi. We're doing Partey. Replacing Thomas Partey should be the priority this January window. It shows he can take us further and will only fall behind if we keep relying on him. This is the third season with under 60% appearances. We should move on from him. We've suffered enough from his inability. Oh my goodness. I hope that's not Partey's career, going down the drain. But Arsenal Chapter Africa says Thomas Partey is targeting a return to full training this week. He's hoping to be available for Arsenal against Everton on Sunday. So, as here, we're wishing him the best. Hopefully, he's added to the team. We know Gidigba is training because Namboh is releasing it on Friday. Let's check out the last one. As time is fast spent. Black Stars trending. Black Stars squad for our upcoming friendly. So, this was out like a day or two ago. We've done this. Thierry Nyan says Tariq Lamptey in a short video announced himself as a Black Stars player. Oh, can't wait to have him. The squad looks good, though. I must say, this squad looks really good and very promising. I hope that they can play as a team and not as individuals. Tilekuya Nipa says Black Stars World Cup away jersey trashed. Celebrity stylist breakdown. Hey, somebody's breaking down the.
That's how we don't know about it.
Serious, and easy.
Are you fine?
Yep. Few more. I love Morrison. I'm one of his big fan. I wish to see him for the Black Stars, but when a player is wrong, he's wrong. The truth is just one. Paul's Ghana says we haven't spoken to Jan on Black Stars return, according to assistant coach George Boateng. So I believe that's just about it for our trends. And Thierry Nyan, last one, says, who do you think will impress in the Black Stars team? And shares a picture of some of the players.
Hey, come down. Let me see. Who is that transfer, dear boy?
Which one is it? The first one?
The one in the yellow.
That's where your eye went.
He's part of the team.
Yes, please.
Wait, go back some more. Who's the one in the blue?
There's Mohamed Salisu too.
You then move. Let me see something.
What about Tariq Lamptey?
That's some chocolate right there.
We're doing selection for Emefa or Stephen Ambrosius. Oh, but Inaki Williams is very... You are lying to me. You don't like black people. Move on. Let's do our local stories.
Guys, first on the local front, this test might interest you. The Attorney General, Godwin, is set to prosecute Galamsey Kingpin Aisha Wan for her past and recent crimes. The AG stated that he will file charges against Ms. Wan for the current alleged offences as well as those she committed prior to her deportation from Ghana in 2018. Aisha Wan was rearrested after she was deported for her involvement in illegal mining. Aisha Wan has been slapped with 2 charges: mining without a license and engaging in the sale and purchase of mineral without a valid license. Wow. Let's read the post from the Attorney General if we have it.
Yeah, please, shall we?
Right.
If not, we'll move on and then come back to it quickly.
Okay, when we find it to read that story, we'll read the post for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, in our second story, a Liberian national was sentenced to 10 years in prison by an Accra High Court for attempting to smuggle cocaine, a narcotic drug, through the Kotoka International Airport to Bangkok, Thailand. The court, presided over by Her Ladyship Justice Mary Kuai Yanzu, sentenced Miss Wolo Mike Play Margaret to 3 years in prison in default and fined her 10,000 penalty units. The accused pleaded guilty to 2 counts of attempted exportation and possession of a narcotic drug without a Minister of Health license, respectively, in violation of Sections 36 and 37 of the Narcotics Control Commission Act 2020, Act 1019. The presiding judge found her guilty on each count based on her own plea.
Okay, moving on to international story. The European Union wants to make it more expensive and difficult for Russian citizens to obtain visas. Now, Russia seeking to enter the EU will face more time-consuming application process, with fees increasing from 35 euros to 80 euros. The EU Commission stated this should continue as long as Moscow continues its aggression against Ukraine. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine in February, over 1 million Russians have visited EU countries. Now, Margaritis Kinaz, an EU Commission Vice President, stated that Russia had completely undermined the thrust that the foundation of the existing EU-Russia visa agreement. Let's see how that pans out.
Interesting. Russia facing sanctions after sanctions.
Sometimes I get the impression that some of these international bodies are bodies all right, but sometimes they barely can bite.
Yeah.
They can, they can shake the tables a little bit. Because I remember when they made it very difficult for Russians to transact business. Earlier in February, Russia was not moved.
Yeah. And besides, Russia is a major part of these bodies.
Absolutely.
So you can't annihilate them. But interesting news coming in for you Apple users. The wait is over for Apple fans expecting new releases. Apple is hosting an event today to reveal its latest flagship smartphone, iPhone 14, alongside Apple Watch 8 Pro and AirPods. It is expected the company will reveal the new iPhone 14 lineup and release date. Leaks have strongly suggested that both the standard and Pro versions of the iPhone 14 will come in a shimmering purple color, but there will be no iPhone 14 mini. The camera capabilities of the Pro versions are also likely to be upgraded. The Apple Watch has also typically been upgraded. Apple may also announce the AirPods Pro 2. Listen, Apple. Sometimes we are tired, okay? Sometimes we are tired. What I hear people talking about when it comes to the iPhone 14 has to do with the color. Because really, I'm looking at the 13 Pro Max I use. And then the 14, and I realized that the difference will be the color. I don't know what they're going to do about the camera. Look, I compared the iPhone 13 camera to the iPhone 12 camera, the one you have. Yeah. No, you actually have the 13 too.
No, it's 12
the 12,
Pro,
12 camera. Charlie, difference now. Cinematic bill. Cinematic bill. I refuse to be here. But look, Omucha videos now, it's the same. The only difference is that I have the cinematic. And the cinematic is nice.
I don't have the cinematic.
But what is cinematic? What do you get then?
Me the trap videos and the pictures.
In tobacco iPhone 14.
I know I'll go broke by metal. Metal they come out to me and get she.
Mate. Okay. Children are hungry in Sudan, though.
Yeah, they're in Sudan. They're in Sudan. I'm in Ghana.
So
who says I'm not hungry? Do you know the price of our money and bread? Did you see the statistics? And do you see the data from
advocacy? Emefa should not buy iPhone 14. That's like 15,000.
It's 50,000. That's how
it's. Okay.
Mati, I've slashed eating, so I don't eat 3 times a day.
So you're saving your money for the iPhone 14. Yeah. Okay.
Is that all there is?
That's it for tech news. Yes,
okay. Remember that in support of the End Human Trafficking campaign, we urge that you report any suspected cases by calling the toll-free number 0800 800 800 or 0800 900 900. Up next is sports. Stay.
Is Derek coming?
And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this and every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on MX24.
27 players have been called to report to the Ghana Center of Excellence at Sprampram later today to begin preparations for the Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations. Coach Ibrahim Tanko's side are currently on standby in the qualifiers as they are set for the second round of the competition. 6 players of the Black Galaxies team, namely Augustin Randolph, Suraj Seidu, Dominic Nsobila, Samuel Osekufo, Dan Lad Ibrahim, and Daniel Ifriyebanye have been excused from the first week of camping. The next Under-23 AFCON will take place in Morocco next year. Now to Europe. Thomas Tuchel admits he is part of Chelsea's problems after defeat at Dynamo Zagreb in the UEFA Champions League last night. The Blues have now conceded at least once in each of their last 6 games across all competitions. Their joint longest run without a clean sheet since the German took charge in January 2021. One, Chelsea 0, RB Salzburg 1, AC Milan 1, Celtic 0, Real Madrid 3, RB Leipzig 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 4, Dortmund 3, FC Copenhagen 0, Sevilla 0, Manchester City 4, Benfica 2, Maccabi Haifa 0, PSG defeating Juventus 2-1 in their game. And in today's pictures, Ajax will be taking on Rangers, Napoli versus Liverpool, Atletico Madrid versus FC Porto, Club Brugge versus Bayer Leverkusen, Barcelona will take on Victoria Pleasant, Inter Milan will go to Bayern Munich, and Frankfurt versus Sporting Lisbon as Tottenham faces Marseille. Now, Caroline Garcia will meet Ons Jabeur for a place in the U.S. Open final after ending American teenager Coco Gauff's hopes in New York. Garcia produced a clinical display to reach her first major semi-final with a 6-3, 6-4 victory against the 18-year-old 12th seed.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454-8612. You can also email us at info@mx24gh.com.
Facing Ons Jabeur. Still in tennis, Casper Ruud reached his first U.S. Open semi-final with a scintillating victory over Matteo Berrettini. Ruud won 6-1, 6-4, 7-6 against Italian 13th seed Berrettini. The victory lifts the 23-year-old to number 2 in the world rankings.
The story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry. Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana to Lagos, Nigeria.
Season with Betway's latest promotion. Be the odds this season, and you could win a share of 3 million cedis in prizes, including a trip to Qatar and fuel vouchers. You could even walk away with a grand prize of 250,000 cedis in cash. That's a $250,000 Ghana cedis. That's a lot. A Kosu Ewa Betway. Enter today at betway.com.gh. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, not for persons under 18. Terms and conditions also apply. Betway, for the love of the game. And that's it for sports. Up next we have... Oh, you have something for me?
I wanted to tell you that today is Gizo's birthday.
Oh!
Ooh, I'm always the bearer of good news.
Say Gizo. Senior.
Hi, Gizo. Happy birthday. We don't mind you sending a piece or a slice of your cake. We don't mind at all.
Gizo, we love you so much. Our boss. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, Gizo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for sports. Up next is showbiz and entertainment.
Hello there, welcome back to the AM Club. Time now for MX Breaks, where we bring you everything entertainment and showbiz. Now, so where are the Kitty lovers? If you love Kitty, here's this one that would excite you. Now, Kitty has got good news for his fans. He has announced that his new song, Champagne, will be released tomorrow. In a social media post, he shared a snippet of the upcoming single as a pre-release single ahead of his EP. Now, he also reminded fans of his upcoming European tour later this month. From the snippet, Champagne is an up-tempo song about drinking sparkling wine and having a good time. It is produced by Nigerian producer Tells, also known for producing Pato Rankin's Abule and Burna Boy's Wonderful. We've got a snippet, let's check it out.
Champagne for my pain, I stay in my lane. Every day is my birthday, wait till weekend. Champagne for my pain, I stay in my lane. Every day be my birthday, it be we did it. Oh baby, you know we outside. Yeah, we outside. Yeah, we outside. You know we outside.
I totally love Kitty. Like, I just love how he does it. Very smooth, very nice. Did you say something? You said he could take us to the Grammys?
Yes, I think so. I think he's one of those artists from Ghana. If they continue doing what they're doing, they could end up in the Grammys or winning major international awards. Kitty, Jackie, Walasi, Manifest, you know, these guys. Biala. Kwame Eugene, I'm not so
Guys,
sure.
still
I don't
on
know. But it's my opinion, I'm just saying.
Okay.
But you know, it goes beyond. I think these people are brands. Like, they are major brands. You can easily sell them, you know. So yeah, and Kitty is one of those people. I really, really like him.
What are you saying? In essence, ne krakra ne say, Kwame Eugene.
Say, me can't say, Mr. TV so. When for me, share same. Me say, you ask me, and I've told you the people that I think are brands and they can make it. Why? Why we pouch? I don't want trouble.
Okay, guys, so still on new releases, Kelvin Boy has announced that he will release a remix of his hit song Down Flat. And sharing the news on social media, Kelvin Boy stated that he will announce more details of the song today at 6 p.m. and asks fans to anticipate. Now, Down Flat, since its release, has been making waves locally and internationally. The song, among many others, peaked at number 10 on Billboard World Digital Sales Chart in its first week on the chart. So it looks like today and then a little later is going to be some new releases.
Some new releases, yeah,
today.
Is that him? He's cut his hair?
Yeah, you didn't know?
Oh no!
Oh, he has.
Wow, he looks very different.
He has. What do you think before and after?
I actually like this. I like him this way.
Why?
I don't know. I maybe because it's different. You know, different is nice. So I like this look on him.
Yeah.
I like this look on him. He looks. I like it. Let me not describe it, but I really like it on him. And Down Flats remix. That would be something.
That would be something. So
who's going to be on it? You don't know who's going to be on it.
I'm not sure. He mentioned. He already said that we should.
He didn't mention
look up,
anything. Yeah, but
6 p.m. today. Okay.
New songs coming out.
Yeah.
Kitty,
Kelvin
Kelvin Boy,
Boy.
Sarkodie.
Yeah.
Sarkodie is in November.
And yeah,
Stonebwoy
is this Friday as well. Okay.
We look forward.
Okay, so Justin Bieber lovers, this is quite a sad one. He has announced that he needs to take another break from touring in the wake of his health condition. Now, the singer, who earlier suspended his tour in June after being diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, made another announcement on his Instagram account, cancelling all his Justice World Tour to focus on his well-being. So we have the statement. Let us read it. Okay. Oh, wow. That's some handwriting.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. So earlier this year, I went public about my battle with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, where my face was partly paralyzed. As a result of this illness, I was not able to complete the North American leg of the Justice Tour. Now, after resting and consulting with my doctors, family, and team, I went to Europe in an effort to continue with the tour. I performed 6 live shows, but it took a real toll on me. This past weekend, I performed at Rock in Rio, and I gave everything I have to the people in Brazil. Now, after getting off stage, the exhaustion overtook me, and I realized that I need to make my health a priority right now. So I'm going to take a break from touring for the time being. I'm going to be okay, but I need time to rest and get better. I've been so proud to bring this show and our message of justice to the world. Thank you for your prayers and support throughout all of this. I love you all passionately. I like the fact that he's been very dedicated to Christ quite,
yes,
recently.
Justin, I love that about him.
Yeah.
And I feel
so
like,
it's just like when you decide to want to give your all.
I was just going to say this.
Yeah.
It's when you come out openly to also say you're for Christ. That's when certain things happen to
then
you.
The devil is also open.
It's almost like God gives the devil the chance to now plague you with things,
Yeah.
and then you have to battle it. But what do they say?
He's going to be a very fine gentleman.
He has. He's looking really good. His relationship is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I really admire him. He's doing good music.
Yeah.
And apparently he has songs that I've not heard, and he has good music. Like Emefa, he has good music.
He does.
Biba. Nice.
Let's go to somebody that you'd love, the Aquaman.
Yes, someone I share a birthday with.
Oh, really?
Love him totally. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, when did he cut off his hair? I don't
He's
want
advocating for something, and that's very, very interesting. Tell us about it.
He always does that. But the Aquaman star, Jason Momoa, has shaved his long head of hair to advocate against single-use plastics. God. Now, this isn't the first time he's called attention to an environmental cause by way of hair removal. Now, in 2019, the Game of Thrones actor shaved his equally famous beard to raise awareness that plastics are killing our planet. The actor is lamenting that these plastics destroy our lands and seas, hence the need to end its use. He's calling for the use of aluminium cans instead of plastic bottles. Now, here is the advocacy video.
Hello, everyone. Hand me those braids. So, I'm shaving off the hair. Doing it for, oh man. I've never even felt the wind right there. Do it for, single-use plastics. I'm tired of these plastic bottles. We gotta stop. Plastic forks, all that shit just goes into our land, goes into our ocean. I'm here in How About You right now. I'm just seeing things in our ocean. It's just so sad. So please, anything you can do to eliminate single-use plastics in your life, help me. Help me. Plastic bottles are ridiculous. Bring your canteen, or now everyone's making the aluminum, which is fantastic. So, aloha. We're gonna keep going. Oh man, Chinny girl. All right, I love you guys. Aloha.
No.
You're a beautiful thing. Charlie Hassel, so that even when you cut your hair, it can be an advocacy for something. People don't care. If Kevin Boy shaved his head, did we care whether or not? He was advocating for something.
But he wasn't advocating for it. But I hope he's advocating for domestic violence. You know that he's been charged for hitting.
Has he been charged?
Yeah.
I thought he was just accused.
What are you talking about? He started going to court and all of that. But God, look at that! All of that handsomeness with hair.
He will grow it back.
Don't be cutting your hair. You don't know something in the Bible. And it was a woman that was shaved. You don't know something in the Bible. Anyway, guys. That's it for today. That's it for MX Breaks, Lifestyle and Entertainment. But please, just to remind you that MX Live is on every weekday at 3 p.m. and we have more in-depth entertainment discussions on there. So don't miss out a little later at 3 p.m. There's still more on the show. Do stay.
Thank you.
Spend less than you earn. Now, this might sound straightforward, but it's easier said than done. We live in a city and country where peer pressure Living costs and lifestyle choices can push us to spend beyond our means. No one is exempt from this trap, as it can happen subconsciously or even when you have a choice. For example, you can choose to take a taxi or trotro to work, depending on the depth of your pocket. But if you needed to get to your destination on time, you might opt for a taxi because it does less stops and doesn't have as fixed a route as a trotro. No matter how much or how little you are paid, you would never get ahead if you spend more than you earn. Often, it's easier to spend less than it is to earn more, and a little cost-cutting effort in a number of areas in your life can result in good savings. If you follow this simple rule, you won't always have to feel the pressure of making big sacrifices. You will always be in debt if you don't spend more than you earn. So it is advised that you cut your coat according to your size when it comes to your finances. Fortunately, we are spoiled with choice when it comes to buying products. So if your budget for a bottle of water is 2 Ghana cedis, spend exactly that and no more. Wise up.
Ice Adonis, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry. Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this and every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454.
Sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding. The story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit, set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry. Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this on every Wednesday, 7:13 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music on 024-235-5956 or
Ice Adonis, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break, followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit, set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry. Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this on every Wednesday, 7:13 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454-8612. You can also email us at info@mx24gh.com.
Adonis, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love.
This month on Moments, we explore the sights and sounds of Togo.
It is the man we make sacrifice to protect all the village.
You see these things here? They are more gods.
Yes, it is a god.
These are dead animals.
Tune in every Friday as we bring you stories, experiences, and fun-filled moments that you can tap into on your own trips in Ghana's neighboring country.
So this is my house.
Moments in Togo. This month on MX24. Each Friday at 7:30.
Government hotel.
Government hotel.
Oh,
by this time.
wow.
By this time.
By that time.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite morning show in the country, the AM Club on MX24 TV. Name is Godwin Namboh here with Emefa at Deti. Guys, I have something very good for you. Game Beard product is your #1 luxury men's grooming and self-care product. Guys, this is our time to enjoy a wide variety of premium luxurious beard grooming products, specially made for you, our premium man. Now shop their wide range of products including beard straightener, beard oil, shampoo, and all the amazing products they have on their IG platform at Gemu_beard_products. Call them on 055-3051-067. 055-3051-067. Gemu, grow with care, wear with pride. Another one for you, Alliance Française is inviting you to come over if you don't speak French. This is because they say your ability to communicate in French gives you an upper hand in your travel experience, your career development, even in your education. And at Alliance, they have in-person, online, and hybrid classes. They have experienced and professional teachers. They also have French for children and teenagers teenagers and children above the age of 3. Now call Alliance Française. Let me quickly give you the number on 050-128-7814, 050-128-7814, or 050-128-7818. That's the WhatsApp number to send them a message on. You can also visit their website at www.afaccra.org. Alliance Française says French up your life. Today, it's now time to have that interesting conversation. I'm super excited about our guest. She's no new face to the AM Club, the beautiful and only. And in fact, before I introduce her, we are talking about branding for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, businesses, whichever way. Do you consider yourself as a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a brand? What are you? What shall we?
Maybe
we want to use as a
maybe
case study.
Our resource person will help me understand what I am.
Because he's been on and on about his socks this morning. That was the first thing I noticed.
You look that beautiful. That's the idea.
That was the first thing I noticed.
That is the idea, gentlemen. So Petra is here. Petra Basama is our guest this morning. So the guys were laughing at me that because I'm an airwear man, I'm wearing an airwear socks. I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just an airwear socks. This is, please zoom it. It's Calvin Klein. Look at that. It's a Calvin Klein sock. So
what does it do to you? What does it add to you now?
Please. So since I'm a brand, I have to.
Now you're a brand. Petra, it's good to see you. Good morning.
Congratulations on your anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Though you didn't share the cake with me, I'm happy for you guys. You've done an awesome job.
We'll definitely get you one.
Thank you.
So
one big question that I was, what's the difference between branding and advertising?
Okay, so first of all, his socks are really nice,
Thank
and
you
gives a very good intro to the conversation.
Right.
Because the thing about branding is it makes you stand out. It's the whole efforts that you put into standing out from the crowd. There are 7 billion people in the world, maybe a larger number of businesses. Businesses want to be able to be distinct. They want to be able to stand out from all the other businesses. Because last night I did a very interesting search. So I just Googled Ghanaian restaurants in Accra.
Okay.
And Google gave me almost 1 million results. Like, it said 999,000
Wow.
yes, unique results. If I want to choose a restaurant, I need to be able to decide out of all of these which I would choose. Now, there were some, of course, there was one particular restaurant that kept coming up as first. And with my experience of that company, I have a certain feeling when I see the name. That's the brand. Okay. So the emotions, the associations, the feelings that customers or your target market have in association with you is what your brand is. Advertising is what you do to communicate your brand. Okay, so your brand is the things that are represented in your logo, your name, your tagline, the emotions that are associated with things like that, the colors that you use, that's your brand. And advertising is what you do to communicate those
All these
things. Yes.
Okay, what about packaging?
Packaging is, so the cover, okay. And yes, I know sometimes we use packaging in as a synonym to branding, especially in everyday language. So we say, like what Godwin has done today, he has packaged himself. But in actual terms, the packaging is the cover. So it's what you use to, one, attract your audience. It's also what you use to protect your brand. That's one of the things. So you can be a very good product, but you need to have something that attracts. That's the cover, the box, the what you put your product or your service in. Okay. Right. Technically, also the packaging gives some protection. So, for instance, if you have a name for your brand, that name comes on the packaging. And it's one of the ways to also set you apart on the shelf. So when customers look at options, they look at packaging, and that's what they see on the outside. And sometimes they choose because of that.
Okay.
Okay, going back to your definition of branding and being a brand, and I'm looking at the example you cited with over 900 restaurants in Ghana, and I'm thinking, if I'm one of these restaurants, my God, they say there's nothing new under the sun. What exactly am I going to do to stand out from this 900 companies? What all will I do? Is it
and
colors?
I'm sure there are much more than that. These are just what Google is giving us as results. Okay. So what are you going to do to stand out? And that's where we say, what do you have on offer? I know when we're talking, the last conversation we had, we kept talking about what exactly is your solution. That has to be very clear. It has to be clear to you, the business owner. It has to be clear in how you communicate it to the market. What are you offering that is different? And then you ask the question. So everybody's offering maybe fufu, everybody's doing banku, but what exactly is it? So think about what is there going to be in the experience that will set you apart. Remember we spoke about, one, how do the employees engage with customers? What is the feeling that you want customers to walk away with? Those are important things. And then when we talk about branding, we also want you to have some distinct features. So your name is distinct. That's one very important thing. You can't have a name that 1,000 other people have. And when they Google that name, they get 1,000 results. You need to have a name that is distinct. And choosing a name for a business or a product is a very important part of it. Sometimes you can choose a name and it means something else somewhere else. It can actually mean something derogatory. So you need to test the name.
Okay. Petra, because we have a lot of time, so I want us to be very practical and see what we can take from this conversation. So let's start off with the name, and then maybe we'll come to the logo. Now we're talking about a name. What goes into selecting a name for a brand? Like a company like this will call their product Apple. Why on earth, of all the things, all the names they can choose, why did they choose an apple?
So let me try and put my mind into, put myself into the minds of Steve Jobs and his friends. I think one of the things they would have thought about would be, how unique would it be?
Okay.
How would it stand out in the category of competitors? So if everybody was calling their products XYZ computer. Nobody at the time Apple was coming in had a fruits as a name. So that immediately sets you apart. And then it gives you some form of, it's an innovative name. So you want something that people ask, what's that? They become curious about it. They want to know more about it. You don't just say computer or laptop. So choosing a name is important because, one, it gives you a distinct identity. It helps you create recognition. It helps you grow awareness. So you don't also want a name that is too difficult to remember.
Right.
Or too difficult to pronounce. So every time people see the name, they're like, how is it? How do you pronounce it? How do I spell it? All of those things can be a hindrance to your brand. So choosing a name is important.
It's very, very important. How important is a logo too?
Very key also. So your logo is a representation of what you want your brand to represent. And essentially your logo tells a certain story. Now, not every company may start out with an interesting logo, and logos evolve. So a logo can evolve over the timeline and the journey of a company, and we know so many examples of that. So as the company evolves, the logo changes, but it doesn't change drastically. We can think about social media logos. So social media companies, Facebook has evolved their logo, Instagram evolved. So those things are accepted and they're allowed. So as the brand grows, as the company evolves, you can change your logo. But essentially, the logo should represent visually what you want to communicate. So if you're a shoe brand, you don't want to create a logo that, for instance, presents maybe fruits. Or if you're a shoe brand and you want to come across with a personality of being a lifestyle brand that is refreshing, that is energetic, that is healthy and represents wellness, then yes, maybe you want to present yourself as a fruit.
That's where the interesting thing comes in, because then you can't explain to everybody why that is your logo. For instance, you're looking at a tech company that calls itself Apple. Apple is a fruit, so you're wondering, what has the fruit got to do with tech? You know, so that's where you now have to explain to everybody, well, because our brand is fresh, it's healthy, it's, I don't know what to say, you know, then you can now bring in all those things. Now, which one should you put more emphasis in, your name, the name of the company or the logo? Because I know people who spend a lot of time finding the best logo for their brand, but the name is not so exciting.
So the thing about marketing is that so many things have to work well together for you to have a successful marketing strategy. So you can't choose one and say, okay, I'm going to invest a lot of time and effort and money into choosing a name and I'm going to neglect the logo. You need to do all of those other things as well to make it successful. So yes, by all means, take time, effort, money, and yes, it does cost money sometimes. If you're going to use an agency to research the name, to test the name in the market, to test the name and make sure that it doesn't have any negative connotations or derogatory associations anywhere else. Because for instance, well, an interesting example is Shito. Shito is very loved in Ghana, but without the O, you see.
Sorry, I didn't see
if
that
you're
coming.
moving into another market, you need to be clear what that means and the association it means it has. Okay, so those are some of the things, and it does mean that business owners need to be very intentional. They need to plan, and it doesn't mean that you have to go and get a huge budget of 100,000 CDs. You can do things in a very calculated but research-based method. So instead of thinking that I'm just going to dream and I'm going to get inspiration, I'm going to get a name, you need to test that name. One of the simple ways of testing the name is just put it in Google. Try. So Google the name.
Right. One more. Please hold that thought. So logo, name, and one other interesting thing I realize is color.
Yes.
Shall we stay with the logo for a minute?
Okay, please go ahead.
So I've seen that some people, like your glasses, Bob Gary here. So there's the representation of the logo in the name. Some people also separate the name and then they have a symbol that, you know, and so each time they want to send a message across, in Nike it's easiest. Sometimes they don't add the name. You can just see that over there. So which one for a small business, which one is easy? You know, because sometimes your name is a mouthful plus a symbol that's representing it. And then when you're lifting it, because people cannot identify with your symbol, you have to add the name. In the past, what were they doing that has worked? Lifting it together. And now, which one is easy to do?
It really depends on where you are as a business. Okay, so for an entry-level company, an entry-level product, you need to be, first of all, be very, very clear about building awareness and building recognition for your brand. So awareness essentially means, do people know about you? And then can they recognize your products when exposed to it amongst other products? So you don't want a situation where there are 10 other options and they're not sure if this is brand A or brand B. They want to, it has to be distinct. For Nike, even though they now use just the swoosh, there was a time they used the Nike and the swoosh. So that tells you the journey of the brand. There will be a time where, for a startup, you would be so recognized and your market will be so aware of you that you no longer need to associate the name with the logo.
Right.
Once they see the logo, they would know that that's you. So it's a journey. Branding is a journey. It's not a destination, so you just say, okay, and that's the thing. You hear people saying we're rebranding, and the rebranding is today. The rebranding can happen in one day. It's a process. Okay. So you start it. You can say you are launching a rebranding effort, a rebranding campaign, but it's going to take a journey, because as you go along that pathway, you want to be able to communicate certain outcomes, and you would only be able to test and decide if you've arrived at those outcomes over a period of time.
Okay.
That's the thing about small businesses and small budgets, because you're thinking, oh, I don't have too much money, I want to do it now. Think about the brand as a long-term journey. And again, marketing should be viewed as a long-term commitment. It can't be something that you just do off the cuff one time and you forget about it. You need to be consistent. So if you want to build a successful brand, think about it as an investment into your business.
Right.
And the thing about brands is that brands have equity. There's this interesting line I picked from a song, Sarkodie's song, Rollies and Cigars, on the No Pressure album. He says, my voice be equity, my kiddies go fit take loan. People, they pay for the ebumu di ye ringtone.
That's right.
Now, that's equity. And I found that such a good example of equity, because equity is the commercial value of your brand. Emefa, you can set up a business, and in 5 years, you can sell the business.
Right.
And when you're selling the business, you're not just selling the name. You're selling all of the things that you've built into that business to make it profitable. The customers, your network, the name, the associations, all of those things. And that's why we hear in the tech space, for instance, people are selling their businesses for hundreds of millions of dollars. It's equity. Okay, so what's the commercial value of your brand? You need to think about that. And a few days ago, I was listening to a lady called Ethel Kofi, who was actually saying that in setting up a business, your business model could actually be that in the next 5 to 10 years, you want to sell it. So you're building all of the equity and everything in it at the beginning and along the line, because in 5 years, you want to sell this business for $10 million.
Right.
Okay, so we need to think about brands as the effort towards building equity, not just as the color, the logo, the name. It's commercial. It has commercial value.
Good. I'd like you to stay on that, the commercial value and then the brand equity. Let's talk about people who have already established a certain level of brand identity for themselves. They don't want to venture into businesses, and for some reason they want to, give the commercial value that they have for their person to the business that they own. I've seen the likes of Sarkodie. I mean, yes, that's the but he started a clothing line and said Sa Clothing. Would it be that if he had used the it will work or not? Godwin here is an actor and thinks that he wants to start a business and wants to name it Godwin Salam Namboh. What are the pros and cons in wanting to take advantage of your existing commercial value, not knowing whether you want to be commercially available for the rest of your life?
That's the very important part, whether you're commercially available.
Right.
I think that there's a lot of value that executive influence, and executive here I mean the owner. So the chief executive of the businesses, their personal brand brings to the business. It's such an important part of branding, like in recent times. And that's because people buy from people they like. Okay, we associate product brands and services really with the feelings that we have. We don't just close our eyes and spend $1 million or $1,000 on something without thinking about how it makes us feel. And that feeling is associated with people also, or the personality of the brand. If you want to think about Godwin as What business do you want to go into? Clothing, maybe clothing.
Clothing?
Okay. Selling nice socks.
Red socks.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Godwin will have to create that identity of being someone who wears happy socks. He has to be known for that, and then he'll use that to promote what he's selling. Okay, because so people who want to be like him will want to wear what he's wearing.
What if he outgrows wearing colorful socks?
Then
How does he sustain them?
He needs to evolve the business. He can't just say, okay, I'm tired of it and I want to leave, which is sometimes what happens to entrepreneurs. So some entrepreneurial people are very inclined to start, but they're not inclined to stay on things. So I'm sure you all know friends who are entrepreneurs who every year they're doing a new business. That's the thing about entrepreneurs sometimes. They're starters. They have the energy, they have the vision, they have the passion to start things, but may not necessarily have the passion to manage, grow, and to be consistent at it. And that's where the entrepreneur might have to involve business managers.
Okay.
So somebody who actually knows the books of things. Let's think about Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is the brain behind Facebook. We all know Mark Zuckerberg, but there's a very powerful individual behind Facebook that has actually been the brain behind the organization. Sheryl Sandberg. Sheryl has been the one who has, the COO, who has actually run the organization from where it was as just a startup, Mark Zuckerberg's idea, to a profitable organization that it is now. And she's not the face. I know most people might not even know about her, but she's the business manager. So she's behind the scenes and she's doing a lot of the actual detailed work. So they're the techies and all of that, but you need people who can manage a business. And that's another conversation that entrepreneurs might want to consider. But if you're not available at some point, then evolve and find a way to not let your personal brand kill the business brand, but you can sort of step away gradually. So a good example, I think locally would be, I think Databank. So Databank for a very long time, we identified with Kelly Gajekpo and Kenyo Ferrata. And at some point they stepped away. But it didn't affect the brand because they had built a succession. They had built a process where it's no longer just them, but it's now the business.
Okay. So Godwin here, by the time you're, say, 45, 50, and you don't feel like wearing these colorful socks and all of that, and yet you're into that business, this will mean that he has to hire a manager who understands the language of wearing red socks, or he needs to hire a manager who can now, because he's still a brand, and that, except he will not be wearing red socks, he probably would go into a more ethnic color because he thinks his age, his brand has evolved.
Or he can get a brand ambassador.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be him, yes. That can carry on that representation and that narration. That's another way of going about it. Another thing that he may also want to consider is from the start, knowing that this is not something I can stick to forever, do a parallel system where it's not just you, but it's you and other people. Okay, so whilst you're building it as you, the representation of it, there are other people that you gradually introduce into your target market. So they get used to those faces, they get used to those names, and it's not just you any longer.
Right.
Okay.
The color question.
I like that I'm topic for discussion. 2 questions, and I think before that, an example I can cite with what we just talked about would be John DeMello when he started his Mello. I don't know if you remember. He had J Mello, outfits, and then because some controversies and things started surrounding him, it sort of affected his brand, so he couldn't sustain it. So there's the good side, there's the bad side. Okay, 2 questions. I'm taking us back to the whole logo name thing again, and I want to ask if, when it comes to branding, do you think that entrepreneurs, individuals, should explore, or there's a cut-out method that you should follow? So, for instance, you were talking about Nike using the swoosh and then the name at the same time. But as far as I can remember, Apple has never used Apple. They've never written Apple on any of their devices. It's just been the logo. And I don't know how they did it for it to stick in the minds of people. But as soon as you see it, you know that that's the brand. So do you think that perhaps individuals should explore every means, even with the names, like even though you're saying that a longer name will be difficult for people to pronounce, but there are Russian brands that have a Russian name, and for some reason it stayed with the world, and people still know it. So should it be cut out? This is how it should go, or people should try and explore different avenues?
Context is always important in marketing. There's no one size fits all. There should always be what works best. So if a business, an individual wants to start a business, they should really think about, one, what their context is, how that context can be scaled, and how it will impact on what they want to achieve. So the name, you're talking about Russian names.
Or let's say Dolce & Gabbana.
Okay.
That's a long name.
Yes. So the issue is not that the name is long. The issue is that how do you ensure that in your target audience, in the space of your target audience, is recognizable, there's awareness, there's affinity, there's recall. Okay, so Dolce & Gabbana, from what I know, the two names of the partners that form the brand. Okay, so really there's no option with that. If for any reason they decided they're going to split up and they want to have separate brands, they might just be Dolce and they might just be Gabbana at some point. So it's really what works best. And I don't subscribe to the thinking that says if you use like an indigenous name, it means you can't scale globally. That's not necessarily correct. We know very indigenous African names that have gone global because essentially what goes into the brand is beyond the name but the essence. If you're doing something that your target audience likes, brings value to them, they will learn the name.
Petra, I've heard so many times that when you use a local name for your brand, people don't seem to be interested in it. So I have a good friend who does the Happy Socks, Charlie Socks, you know, and we've had a conversation before. It's almost like when they hear it's a Ghanaian brand, oh, wait, it's a Ghanaian brand, and yeah. But the same Ghanaian brand, when you hear, for instance, Pizza Man, what's the name? Pizza Man,
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man. Oh, they're not sure where it's from. Or Dough Man, they don't know where it's from. They but once friend Ayeyi donuts, no, then you know.
Oh, but think about what's the other one? Edinkra Pie. Edinkra Pie has also built
it's for
a very
street.
Yes, that's the target market.
Okay.
But
would you say that
you're talking about international? You're talking about brands that cross.
Okay.
So Edinkra definitely I can understand because
so
the
what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't necessarily say that because the name is local, it can't be effective for the target audience. The target audience is key.
Okay.
So who are you trying to appeal to? Build your brand in relation to that.
I'm targeting elites. I still can't use a local name.
You can. It depends on which type of elite and how you're going to communicate that. So Charlie Socks needs to decide how he's going to consistently communicate the value and the essence of what he's trying to offer. And yes, there's some association, and we said branding is also the feelings that may be associated with Ghanaian brands, but that's where you need to decide. Do I want to work towards ensuring that the associations that I build are positive? Do I want to be that brand that people say, oh, this is a Ghanaian brand, but this is a good brand? You know, versus just running away and saying, like, my maiden name is very English. And I've had someone say to me, I think to be able to sell your books, you may want to just use that name instead of using Asamoah. But I've already built a lot of equity into Petra Abba Asamoah. I don't want to have to go back and think about starting all over again. Okay, and I also don't subscribe to the thinking that it has to sound English and foreign for it to give you a particular type of effect. Because I've created for myself also a type of identity. And I feel that my name associates with that identity. So that's the thing. Branding is not an easy task. It's not something that an entrepreneur can just say that, oh, in 2 days or in 2 weeks I've cracked it. Yes.
I have personally struggled with whether using Selam or using Godwin as, you know, my main brand name. So I understand totally what you're saying. My second question has to do with research, because you did say that before you go into branding, you have to do a lot of research. Do you think that Ghanaian brands do research?
They do. They do.
Especially small businesses.
So research can be anything from putting a group of 10 people together into a focus group. Focus group is the technical term, but you can put 10 people in a room and run questions. The thing is, for it to be scientific, there's a formula to do it. So if I put 10 of my friends in a room and I say, I want to name a company, Petra Abba Asamoah Consulting Limited, and those 10 friends are like my buddies, like, oh yes, go ahead and do it. But do I really do I want to be objective in that discussion? Then maybe I shouldn't be having the conversation with them. I should get somebody who can be objective to be in the room and run them through a particular set of questions. So there are various frameworks for having focus group sessions that entrepreneurs can access online. They don't have to do it themselves. They can get assistance. They can create very simple tools. I mentioned the last time, a very simple way of running research could be to create a Google Doc and just share the link on WhatsApp. Ask your friends to answer simple questions. What would you like to pay for a particular type of product between X amount to Z amount? But what you need to do is to make it scientific, go through. So the scientific method essentially means that you have a procedure. It's not haphazard. It's replicable. We can do it again to get particular results. So one key thing you may want to do in a research is put your customers or groups of people into buckets of demographics. Age, gender, maybe location, what they do, their occupation. Are they students? Are they workers? Even the number of years they've worked. Age can be a very interesting determinant of what people buy. Their income level. So I know in Ghana, if you ask somebody their salary, they're not telling you.
Why is that though?
Well, it's just how we are. So put the figures in a range. Okay, even at interviews, when you ask people how much you want to be paid, they start scratching their head and, I have a figure ready. So put it in buckets. Say maybe you earn between 1,000 cedis and 5,000 cedis, because you want to be able to establish what their disposable income is. If someone earns between 1,000 cedis and 5,000 cedis, would they be able to afford what I'm offering? Okay. If it's below 500 cedis, their decision making might be different from someone who earns 5,000 cedis. Okay. So if you're selling a dress, this beautiful dress, Emefa, and it's X amount, and you're trying to figure out, would my target group be able to afford it? You may not want to send this research link to a group of students who may not be able to afford it, because obviously they'll say things like, I want to buy a dress for 100 cedis, or I want to buy a dress for 150 cedis, but that's not your target. So figure out how you're going to be able to reach your target. So research has to be scientific. It can also be done on a very low budget if you know what you're doing. But the thing is, you have to research. You can't just rely on yourself. And I hear entrepreneurs saying, I had a feeling, I had a hunch, I was inspired. Business goes beyond just your feelings and your hunches, because at the end of the day, you want to make money. You really want this business to survive. You want it to sustain itself.
Okay. You were on, okay? So you were on the vehicles to branding. You started with the name, you started with the logo, and then you're moving on to color.
You mentioned colors. Yes.
Okay. But before we move on to color and anything that's after, so Godwin here has been struggling whether or not to use Selim or Godwin. Okay. If he decides, what shall the transition be like? Because you've always said that branding is not an overnight. It's not like a day thing. It's a process. So what would it look like? How would I know that, wow, he's about changing his brand? What does it look like?
He's about changing is the key thing. You need to have a transition. So, and when you say transition, it means that you don't just go and hit it and one Monday morning, we realize that all your social media handles have been changed. There has to be some strategy to it. So for you, if that's something you're considering, first of all, I'll ask you why. What do you want to achieve? Is it that you're trying to get into Hollywood, and in Hollywood, Selim will stand out more distinctively than Godwin?
Yes.
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 So that why should be significant enough and powerful enough to make you want to do the work that is involved in this. So yes, you've identified your why. That's your objective. The other thing, if you go into Nigeria, of course Selim also stands out better than Godwin. But you want to consider, how much equity have I already built into Godwin? And do I stand to lose based on that? If I transition from Godwin to Selim, will I lose out of the equity I've already built into the name? If you feel that it's not significant enough compared to what you seek to gain, then I'll say go ahead and do it. But one of the things you could do is you can begin to transition by starting to use Selim. Okay, so you begin to, so for new movie deals that you get, you begin to show your name as Selim, you begin to introduce yourself as Selim, and then gradually you phase out Godwin. So you can do a plan over a year, a plan over 2 years, And then and the thing is, the key thing is the why. What do you want to do? Because in every activity in marketing, there's always going to be the difficulties that you encounter. So you walk into a place and people will say, you introduce yourself, maybe over the phone, oh, I'm Salom, and like, we don't know you. So that's where you also have to work towards creating the awareness. And the association. So are they going to associate the name Selom with a particular look? Are they going to associate the name Selom with a particular voice? Because branding just goes beyond just the logo and all of that to even audio associations. You might know that radio stations, for instance, have particular audio sounds that they use, and immediately you
just
hear
did
that.
one advert voice.
Yeah, I mean, and the example that we use, it's Sarkodie's
Yes.
That's an audio association. That's part of his brand. Bim is part of the brand. There's, what does Samini use?
Samini,
Boot,
Yeah.
You know, so
Achisa.
all of those things.
He's transition, and
He's been trying to transition from Boyaka to Achisa, but I don't know if it's working or not. Because I think in the last 10 years, he
will take
changed
a while.
from Batman to
But one
Samini.
of the most successful rebranding efforts I've noticed in Ghana has been the bandana to Shatawale.
Yeah.
That for me has been very successful. And when
Do
I was
you
doing
think
my
that
MPhil,
do you think that he went through the process, or his
It was a
target
fluke?
market?
No, I don't think it was a fluke. When I was studying for my MPhil, one of my group sessions actually, we discussed that brand. I don't think it was a fluke. I think, and that's the thing. It looks like it was easy, but I think it was very intentional and very calculated, because the bandana brand appealed to represented a certain type of feeling, certain type of persona, which Shatawale may have pulled some of that essence from, but has also achieved something different. And the people behind the brand are not, I mean, the people who worked on that brand, they know what they were doing. And I feel it was on a very successful
Is
one.
the import of what you're saying to say that if you're changing, if you're rebranding, something about you is also changing?
In
This
some
man is an
instances,
actor.
yes.
Does it mean that because he still wants to be an actor and yet he just wants to change the brand?
Yes, but brands evolve. People grow. And I saw a very interesting inscription. Instead of thinking of ourselves as aging, we should think of ourselves as growing, like trees. We don't say a tree is old. We say a tree is growing. You know, so brands evolve as well. Little Bow Wow. It's no longer Little Bow Wow. Because he's now a full-grown man. Okay, so you evolve like that. You can Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, all of those different names. It's fine. As long as you're able to communicate the why to your audience, you're able to be consistent with it, and then they catch on to it, it's fine.
Snoop Dogg to Snoop Lion, it didn't work.
No.
Snoop Dogg didn't work.
Because he remained a dog.
Yes, you know. I don't know why, but he wanted to be Snoop Lion and it didn't work. The Shatawale brand, I'm curious to know. So I'm comparing Shatta to Samini in this case. Now, Samini transitioned from Batman to Samini whilst he was still in the industry.
Yes.
Shatta disappeared.
Yes.
He went away and comes back and says, I'm Shatawale. Do you think that perhaps also helped in making that transition successful?
Maybe, but that's, again, context matters. So Samini's journey would be different from what Shatawale's journey would be. And the reasons why they did it, absolutely.
Talking in context of. So, if the question is bread and butter, and you have commercial identity, okay, and people love it. I'm struggling with Mamaga, and yet it's been 10 years. And I'm trying to tell them that I'm no longer a beauty queen. I think that time is over. I just want to be Emefa Kosiadeti. But 100 times, I mean, oh, Mamaga,
I hear it all the time.
Mamaga. Then I'm thinking, well, it's some equity I want. If Mamaga is giving me that equity, what's the point? But I still feel and wake up like I have outgrown Mamaga. How do you get that commercial? I don't know, maybe.
So maybe it's not that you've outgrown it, you've just evolved from it.
Okay.
So the Mamaga name and identity represented something for you.
Right.
That love that people have, and that's the thing about brands, you're trying to achieve affinity, you're trying to achieve love. So when people see the brand, they have positive emotions towards it. If that still brings you value, then you need to determine very, very reflectively what you want to do with it. and how you want to carry it on. Maybe there should still be some Mamaga aspect to your brand, where you still engage in community engagement, you're still doing things that are cultural and traditionally relevant, you still want to represent the indigenous Ewe woman. You need to decide that. So, but I would say that because there's equity in it, don't just dump it just yet. But build what you want to be. So be consistent with what you want to be, consistently building. And maybe you also want to begin to gradually, like we're saying for Godwin, if Mamaga is in your IG handle, right? So if that's not what you want to be known for, begin to change. Okay. Yeah. But it will take time.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have some questions?
Yes. So my name is Bashira from Sierra Leone. I'm a fashion designer. Thank you so much again for the business guide on branding. I'm enjoying watching it and learning. So the person took a picture of you and sent all the way from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much, sister. I'm really enjoying lifestyle segment today on the AM Club this morning. Thank you so much. Well, Godwin.
That's it. So 2 more before you go. We have some few minutes to go. We didn't do the colors.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I wonder why. So how is it that a brand like, unfortunately I have to mention the brands because, you know, but for the sake of this conversation, a brand like MTN will use yellow. When you see yellow, you know this is MTN. At the same time, Cowbank is using yellow. Very yellow. Another brand is using yellow. All these people are using yellow and yet it's so successful. How, again, do you stand out among the many brands, competitors out there, using a color that others have used, and how do you stand out with these colors? And what role does color play, again, to the brand?
So in starting out on your brand strategy, one of the key things you need to determine is what the personality of the brand would be. And the personality essentially is think of the brand as a person, as a human being, and give it character. So that's what would determine the colors that you choose. So what character will I want my brand to be? Is it warm and friendly? What colors represent warm and friendly? If I want my brand to represent innovation and life and wellness, what colors represent that? Now the MTN example, one of the key things about that is in the category, MTN stands out. If you think about telecommunication companies, there's no other yellow.
Okay, category.
So that's very important. In your category, you need to think about how I'm going to stand out. In this, in the midst of your competitors, how am I going to stand out? If you're going to just use, and that's where the yellow for Cowbank also stands out. Is there any other bank that uses yellow?
UMB, but I think
UMB,
yellow
their yellow is a bit different.
Yes,
a
some
different
black
shade
in there.
of yellow. So that's the thing. And that's where marketers also need to be very intentional about how they present the personality of the brand. The font style you even use creates an identity for you. So it's not just any MX24, it's not just any M, any X, any 24. It's a particular font. So that type of consistency needs to be communicated throughout the company, and the people who represent the brand must use the right brand representation. So these elements are to project the personality of the brand, and they just must be consistent.
And lastly, this is for me, but this is free consultation. So I noticed that when it comes to artists, they use, like you're saying, style and fonts for their name. So Stoneboy has a very unique way of writing Stoneboy. Shatta has a unique way of writing Shatta Wale. But when it comes to actors, do you think actors should have something like that for themselves? I have not seen any Hollywood star who is using. Maybe Brad Pitt has a way of writing Brad Pitt, or Denzel has a way of writing Denzel. They just use their names based. Whoever is creating the movie uses the font style.
Maybe because with acting, it's more visual in terms of the person. So we're not so concerned about how you sign your name for an actor. We are more concerned about how you look.
Okay.
So how we see you, how you act, all of those things, and that's what the target market is concerned about. Okay. For an author who is signing books, the signature is important. For an artist, the signature is important. So how they write their name is important. I haven't really studied into why actors have that peculiar representation where they don't really, I'm not really concerned about how their names come across. But I also know that the name, not how it's written, but what name they choose is more important for them. Yeah. So some people don't use their real names or their government names. They have pseudonyms that they use. They have pen names that they use because they feel that those names would sell better than their actual names.
What's the budget I need to come to your consultancy?
It's
for small business.
It's client specific and need specific.
That's her brand. Did you see that?
So the thing is, there are companies that have the wherewithal to afford the time and the effort that needs to be invested into actually doing these things well. And then there are small businesses. So if a small business comes to me and says, Petra, I really, really need help to start, I'm confused, I would look at them with their needs and try and support them.
Okay.
Petra, about some more marketing strategists, sales, author, amazing person.
She's the only one that comes and makes me feel like I'm in class. I'm taking a lecture.
And you're a wonderful host. So it's always easy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emefa.
All right, guys. So we're turning just quickly. We'll be back with Fashion Wednesday. We're talking about bridal hairstyling. I've been asking the question, what would a bride do? Choose a hair that she likes or choose a hair that will mesmerize, the husband-to-be. Do stay.
See, I don't look like waiting, I don't see. I will never forget the 90s. Many nights I go there beg for mercy. Sickle cell been show me crisis. Thank you for the journey, oh Lord, oh Lord. If I say my story, oh, fire can't school, I'm ever blazing. I roll deep with the I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula. I hear 5-star angel. I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula. Money in a filter, don't let them fool ya. Make your rubber, stack your paper. Let them know when you pull up. Man down when I pull up. I'll be a leaker, fuck the chaser. Bang, 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 undertaker. They scared when I pull up. Yeah, roadman fear when I pull up. Pulling from me cotton and I be rapping. Shout out to a gay that city raised me. Ask my crew, then they love me. Then call me AG, baby. Our government no get time for ghetto. We only get love on manifesto. I pray for my people. Ciao, I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula. I hear 5-star angel. I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula. I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula. I hear 5-star angel. I did try for myself. VIP no regular. Can't copy this formula.
This month on Moments, we explored the sights and sounds of Togo.
It is the man we make sacrifice to protect all the village.
You see these things here? There are more gods.
Yes, it is a god.
These are dead animals.
Tune in every Friday as we bring you stories, experiences, and fun-filled moments that you can tap into on your own trips in Ghana's neighboring country.
So this is my house.
Moments in Togo. This month on MX24. Each Friday at 7:30.
Government hotel.
Government hotel
Oh,
by this time.
wow.
By this time.
By that time.
Okay.
This month on Moments, we explored the sights and sounds from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit, set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry.
Gone astray.
Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this and every Wednesday, 7:13 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454-8612. You can also email us at info@mx24gh.com.
Ice Adonis, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit, set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry.
Gone astray.
Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243 024 552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable.
But I think the best thing you should do, you should leave your hairstylist to take that decision for you, because maybe you might not really get the look that you want. I think it's best you leave it to your hairstylist. I think it's best. Yeah.
Okay. So I've come to you now. I'm getting ready to get married on coming Saturday, or maybe I'm even a guest or something. Where are we starting from? Where will the conversation start? From the hairstyle. You know, let's start with the outfit. What kind of outfit will match your style? What style are you doing today?
I'm doing a messy bun.
Okay.
A high ponytail messy bun.
Okay. Okay. Let's start, and then I can ask questions. So to do a high pony messy bun, what do you need?
Okay, the hair, then our wrapper, then a got-to-be spray, then a holding spray, then a color.
Okay, so this is a holding spray.
Yes.
This is what also?
Got-to-be spray.
Okay, what does this do that this doesn't do?
Okay, the got-to-be spray is a freezing one. It holds better than the other one. Yes.
Okay, and what is?
That's a mousse, just to tell your baby hairs. Yes.
Okay, and
that's
oil,
a hair serum.
Okay, serum, and
your wax stick.
Okay,
yes.
and this, what is this?
Okay, these are just my pins that I've displayed.
Okay, okay, and you need?
And this is my band.
Okay, and that's another.
Yes, for the front.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's start. So do you have an idea what dress she's probably wearing on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, that's why you chose the,
Yeah.
and she likes it too?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is an already made wake up.
Yes.
In the past, it will not be this. The men say they don't like to see this at all.
Yeah.
But do we care? In the past, you would have installed the hair on the client's head, right? Yeah. Okay. So, if I can take your attention on what's on the screen over there, this one, what kind of hairstyle is that? Pony or?
Yeah, it's a pony.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, currently, what are some of the trendy styles that brides are asking for?
Okay. So now the trend is most people would like to do the high ponytail. At first, it was the low one that was trending.
Okay.
But now it looks most brides are more daring now.
Okay.
So they prefer the
high.
Yes,
okay.
a high ponytail.
Okay. I think some work. You've already put in some work to this wake up.
Yes.
So what did you do to this wake up before bringing it here?
Okay. I cut off the edges, the lace. Then I did the baby hairs.
Okay.
Yes. So I curled it a bit.
Okay.
So right now I'm just going to lay the edges well, then continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with this heavy edges are to kill and to die for. Nearly every girl wants some edges. What does it really do to the hairstyling?
Okay, it makes it look more attractive and nice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Also, we're displaying a series of different types of hairstyles on the screen. Oh wow. You are spoiled for choice. But Ellie, the net, the lace that we cut, this is it has a common name, frontal.
Yeah.
I thought they said it's easy to cut it on the customer's head, and that, or if you have
okay, that when you have an idea of the person's face shape, you can go ahead and yes.
Okay.
That's if you don't know the person at all. You can wait for the person to come in before you cut the lace on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you already curl this hair, or the hair looks like this? And in choosing the hair material, what kind of hairs would, be safer to do the style that you're about to do?
Okay. Mostly, I think we use the body waves because it holds curls better.
Okay.
For like when you are doing a bridal style and you are going to be curling, it's better you use a body wave.
Okay.
Yes, because that holds the curls better.
Okay. Shall I help?
No, it's fine.
Okay. And what kind of styles can the straight hair also?
Okay. Normally, when you're doing a smooth bun, yes, a smooth bun. I think the straight hairs are better when you're using it.
Okay. I'm trying to look for a smooth bun. This one. This one here. Yeah. That looks like it's woven in there. Is that a smooth bun? Okay. How long would the band stay on the bride?
Okay, for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, which one is easier? Should the customer provide the hair, or it's easy if the stylist goes to, select the hair that will work?
Mostly maybe the bride doesn't know too much about hair. She might get something that maybe might not kill, or like, you know, it's not too good. So it's better when a hairstylist provide the hair and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about cost. How expensive or affordable is it? You know, because I'm told it's become a very lucrative industry.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to look a certain type of way on their big day. I mean, you can do this not necessarily for only your big day, for any other occasion. But how affordable or expensive has it become?
Okay, it depends on the bride. Yes, some people want to maybe somebody will choose to use different hairs for her day, but someone might just go for one.
Okay.
So yes, so if you are just going for one, normally it's not too expensive. But if the bride wants to use different hairs, that's when the price comes in, and it's quite expensive.
So is this a myth or is true that, you know, the more expensive the hair is, the better the look?
It's true though.
Is it? Is it? Yes. I mean, why so? I mean, quality and all.
Yes.
I see. So all the common craze of bone straight.
Yeah.
What can we use bone straight for on our big day?
Okay, bone straight. For me, it's a good hair, but I don't advise that any bride should use a bone straight for her wedding.
Why?
Because if you are going to be curling it, it doesn't really curl, as the name goes, bone straight. So like, yeah,
it is straight to the bone.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. How often? Why do stylists and makeup artists, why do you take man hours to style a bride? I mean, why so? How many minutes should this take, ideally?
Okay. Like 20 minutes.
But that's not what you people do on a big...
Yes, because mostly, you know, the glam team, the makeup artists will have to work first. But normally, I think the hairstylist doesn't take too much time to get a bride ready.
I see.
Yeah.
My goodness. The glam team, that's hairstylists, makeup artists, the clothes and all of that. Who does what first? The makeup will do theirs first, or the hairstylist?
The makeup.
The makeup,
yes.
Okay. I thought the heat and all of that will melt the makeup and all.
Oh, no. So normally what we do is when the bride is ready, we tend to lay the edges first, then leave it. After the makeup is done, then we continue to.
Okay, I'd like to, you know, turn around so that we see what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay. So what? This wake up, I know that you have to bleach the knots, customize it and all of that. So there's a process even before you get to put it on the bride's hair.
Yes.
Walk us through the process.
Okay, so first you bleach your frontal, then you dry it. You plug the knots.
Okay. I hear that makes it a little natural.
Yes.
Okay.
To make it look more natural. Okay. Like our own edges.
Okay.
Yes. So from there, then you fix your wig up.
Okay.
Yes. Then we are done.
Oh, it sounds like it's simple, but it's not simple. How many days will it take? How many hours will it take for you to, you know, fix your wig up?
Okay. When I'm using my hand, it takes like 2 hours.
Okay.
But if you're using a machine, it takes like 30 minutes. Yes, to finish.
Wow, hairstyling is really evolved, like a machine to stitch your hair.
Yeah.
If you have to change your styles, this hair that you're doing, how many styles can you, if I don't want to use different wigs on that day, but I want to change my clothes and
I can change it as like how many times you want to, yes.
Okay.
Because the hair can do anything that you want, yes.
Nice. How are you able to convince a bride that this hairstyle that you have sent to me, I want on my big day, will not look good on you? How are you able to
maybe your face, I'll tell you, or maybe your face is not too good for this kind of style. Because when you have a broader face, you can't go for something like a low bun, because it will make your face more broader.
Ah.
So you need to do something that will lift your face.
Okay.
Yes, so
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so tell me, what went into choosing the style for this bride? What is on her face that
Okay. She has a round face. So mostly people with a round face, they are open to a lot of styles.
Okay. Am
Yes.
I?
Yes.
Okay.
They are open to a lot of styles. So you can do anything you put on them at all. It looks, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have an oval face, what style will, you know?
An oval face, a side pony band will be more nicer.
Side pony band, never seen that. Oh, this?
Yes.
Okay, okay. How easy or difficult is it to style natural hair? The non, the one that they haven't put any relaxer in there or chemicals in there. How easy or difficult is it?
It's not too difficult. It depends on the style that you're choosing.
Okay.
But natural hairs are also one of the easiest styles like you can get.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is coming out like quite nice already. We'll hold her to her words, like just 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and yet when the brides are in the room, families would have to come and be shouting, "Is she ready? Is she ready? Is she ready?" How do you maintain the style if after the occasion I do not want to take it off, How do I maintain the hairstyle?
Okay, if you don't want to
remove the wig cap, maybe the next day is just service.
Okay.
And I don't want to spend much. I still like this hairstyle. I mean, I know you'd rather we call you so that you make some money, but what can I do to maintain the style that you're doing?
Okay, so normally when the brides still want to use the same hairstyle for another event, we'll just get a mannequin, then we'll restyle it. Because normally when you're taking off the band, the pins are not too strong, so some might fall off.
Okay.
So it is better the hairstylist is able to style it on the mannequin down for you.
Okay.
So after you are done, you can just put it on.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk a little bit about yourself. How long have you been doing this?
Okay. Styled by Elise, I heard about just a few months ago.
Oh, wow.
But I've been in the hair business for 6 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And how lucrative is it?
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, it can get better.
Yes.
Right? Okay. What's the most challenging thing you've had to face styling a bride on a big day? The most difficult thing, is it that the style that they chose, they insist on it and all of that? I mean, in your line of business, what's the most challenging experience?
Mostly, I think it's not the style they choose. Mostly, some people are not able to make decisions. So maybe you might choose a style. Then, normally when you are doing a bridal, there are lots of people around and maybe somebody might just make a comment and the person who just
would demoralize you. Okay. Okay.
And that's because the person is not able to make a decision for herself. It's difficult for you now to convince her, oh, you look beautiful, like it's working. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Don't worry, we'll turn her around so that you see. Listen, I've seen this beautiful hairstyle on a lot of brides, and I almost thought that it would take a whole village to do. But this is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah? You've got any difficult style for you yourself? Very daring styles?
Not really.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, again, let's go back to the style by Ellie. What kind of styles largely do you do for brides? Your most comfortable styles?
Okay. Mostly the bridal, the ponytails.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes we leave it on the person.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you using this one and not this?
Okay, the spirit in it is too much.
Okay.
So it will be too hard. So this is quite, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you also train people?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about budget. Do you have a fair idea of how much you can charge a bride for this hairstyle? Like how much from the beginning to the end? If you're the one buying the hair, if you're the one stitching it, if you're the one coming with everything to style, all the bride has to do is just come and sit. About how much?
2,500.
Okay, that's quite affordable because you're buying the hair bundles yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you're stitching it yourself, and then you go and style it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. Okay. At this stage, what does the serum do?
Okay, it's just to keep the excess hairs together and to make
Okay.
it shine as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. She all of a sudden is starting to look like a bride. Okay. These are just accessories?
Yes.
Okay. This hairstyle would match what kind of bridal gown? Like a look, any outfit at all?
Okay, yes. But mostly when the person has a long sleeve with a high neck, yes.
Okay. Essentially, if there's so much happening around your
Yes.
chest and arm area.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me show them what's going on in the back. Oh, I love this. Okay. Our back is ready. The band is the last thing you take off.
Is that?
The band. What are we doing now?
Okay, so I'm just trying to check if they are dried enough.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, this is like quick. This is a quick fix. So there's this new trend of like this my kind of hair.
Yeah.
You know, that most brides, they call them brides that are daring.
Yeah.
Why so?
Because mostly, most people would like to have a long hair and a wrapped and all those things, like for their day. For a bride to choose just a simple short hair for her day, like, so we think they are the daring kind of people. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. I'm quite daring then. Okay. Are we taking it off?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, I'll style it. Yeah? Our style is, oh wow. Look at that. Okay. Currently, do you have a physical place or you're on online?
Yes, we are just doing our online the same for now. Yes.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. I can't believe that this is less than 20 or 30 minutes. We have all of this done. Okay, our bride is here. Pam, 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 pam. Pam, 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 pam. Oh my God. Okay. Let's turn you around. Okay, so this is what will hold it all together.
Yes.
Guys, life can be this simple and easy. Husbands will not have heart attack and palpitations because their wives are taking forever in the dressing room. This can be that easy. I'm sure you have an idea how you want to look this weekend, at least for your occasion. Even a bridals, what's it called? Those people that follow the brides, the bridesmaids.
Oh, the bridesmaids.
Yeah, they can look like this. And the wedding guest as well. You can also look like this. This is beautiful. Okay, tell us on Instagram what your name is.
So on Instagram we are styled by Ellie_GH.
Okay.
Yeah, and Facebook styled by EllieGH.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, let's clear this off your face so that they can see how you are looking. Look at that. Look at the side. Look at that. Ellie, see, I didn't know that life can be this simple. You people, this is beautiful, pretty simple and very nice. That will work on everything. Once again, styled by Ellie. How do you spell your Ellie?
Okay, styled by Ellie. STY, STYELED.
Okay.
ELYY.
Okay.
Yes.
Underscore GH. All right, guys, that's it. So we've been kind enough to show you or give you an idea how you want to look, and also show you who to go to if you want to one styled by Ellie on all of her social media platforms. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to this talented artist who's doing amazing stuff. Do stay with us. The plot coming up shortly.
Practice safe sex. Sex is an activity practiced the world over. In some cultures, adults and even teens are allowed to express their thoughts on sexual activity. Comparatively, talking about sex is frowned upon in other cultures, including our own. The absence of proper sex education can lead to abuse, regret, and spreading diseases. If sex isn't practiced right, the victim can contract various infections such as HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, and herpes, among other terrible diseases. Looking after your sexual health is important for your overall health and well-being. A healthy sexual life improves your self-esteem, decreases depression and anxiety, and possibly lowers your risk for heart disease due to the physicality involved. Safe sex can be practiced by discussing previous partners and previous sexual encounters, discussing both of your histories of STIs as partners, and drug use. Use condoms every time you have sex and have regular checkups with your partner. Stay safe.
Why you want do me so? Oh, mommy, damn it, damn. She do cause me need do. Up and that dapper, my boy damn it, I'm good. I've been looking for love. Love came with a door. I feel so open, yo. We can't run me, pacha. Now I say, no, yo. Now I can't get it, quacha. Now you say you want me, yo. Why it's slow? I see me, yeah, guy, into my friend, yo. Mini benzin, Tiquano, go. Of a cheese, of a cheese. Go, now, go. Go, now, go. Go, now, go. Now you say you didn't need me, cause now we making dough. Know you acting so freaky, don't call me on my phone. Tell your friends you the day, because you see me for them shows. Prepare me if you can ready, I been a no. I pull up in the Benz with my own cheese, I'm wearing no cup with the session green. They know me outside with the traveling fish, they call my line like emergency. Don't post me, girl, don't be selling. I got foreign beats in my DM, you think this life's really compare. Many months like I said, don't blame me, I'm gonna blame me, what you do? I'll see me, nigga, into my friend, yo. Mini Benz in Tijuana, over cheese, over cheese. Go now, go. Go now, go. Go now, go. Go now, go. Thanks for you, make mother.
And closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this on every Wednesday, 7:13 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454-8612. You can also email us at info@mx24gh.com.
Ice Adonis, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns through 5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life and love stolen from her. Be ready for the suspense, the excitement, and the emotional roller coaster. An addictive tale of hatred, rivals, manipulation, and deceit set in the glamorous world of the cosmetics industry.
Gone astray.
Ice Adonis premieres on MX24 this July. For sponsorship and inquiries, call 0243-024-552.
Dreaming of a property for your home or workspace is one thing, but finding the property at the best locations with the most favorable condition and closing that deal is another. And that's why we are here. From Accra, Ghana, to Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, South Africa, we are bringing you prime properties, affordable home solutions, and intriguing interviews with CEOs of various real estate companies and everything in between and on. My name is Kwesi Otten Desmond, and this is Property Take. Property Take, your gateway to Africa's real estate market. Showing this and every Wednesday, 7:13 p.m. on MX24.
If you're into content production for digital or TV, say hello to the MX24 Studios. We're the prime location for your music video shoots, live productions, TV shows, and more. From state-of-the-art equipment to a very skilled production team, we've got you covered. Step into our modern and spacious studio with a changeable lighting system and foolproof sound. Our touchscreen studio projection monitors come with other features, including Wi-Fi connection, screen mirroring, and a remote workspace mode. Take advantage of our high-quality cameras to shoot in 4K and a variety of the best lighting equipment guaranteed to put life into your sets. Locate us on the first floor of the Silicon House building off the Boundary Road, East Legon. Give us a call on 024-235-5956 or 054-454-8612. You can also email us at info@mx24gh.com.
Goddess, the story of stepsisters whose rivalry turns to hatred when one sister is framed for murder. From the action-packed opening episode featuring a prison break followed by a dramatic fight at a wedding, the story twists and turns.
Monochrome arts. I'll be using
5 years as the wrong sister battles to win back the life.
But then we're mixing it in tones with white to change it and all that. So that is what I'll be doing. And monochrome art. And this time around, I'm using just black and white.
Okay.
For this monochrome art. So
okay. And
I will start by doing my rough sketch.
Okay. While you're at it, I'm curious to know: is this challenging? This work of an artist, is it challenging?
Not at all. It's not. It's actually fun. I love to do it. And then I have passion for it, so it's fun. It's not challenging.
Let's talk about your come up, okay? Did you, at any point in your life, what's the worst thing somebody has ever said to you when it comes to your work?
They told me a Muslim doesn't do this. I'm a Muslim woman, and then I'm not supposed to be doing art, especially with the fact that most of my works are nude arts. I'm not supposed to be doing nude arts. So that's the most cruel thing I've gotten so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
A Muslim that's not... Okay, now I want to know more. Where did you hear this?
Well, I got the message in my inbox on Facebook.
Oh.
That is where I mostly post my works. So I got
and the person says,
there.
As a Muslim and as a woman, or just as a Muslim?
As a Muslim woman. And I've even gotten people tell me that I'm a woman, you know, a beautiful woman shouldn't be doing arts. Arts is useless.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I just give them the peace of my mind. I don't really care because my parents are proud of this, and I don't care about what other people say. I just love it, and I'm doing it. So nothing can, you know, make me feel bad about it.
They say art is expensive. How so?
I don't think art is expensive, especially in Ghana here. I think it's affordable. I think it's way cheaper, even in Ghana here.
Ideally, should be expensive. Is that what
yes,
you mean?
It should be. It should be because for a person to sit down and create something and make it realistic, something, a memory to come alive, it's not easy. I think it should be expensive, very, very expensive. But then in this part of our world...
What's your most expensive piece you've created?
That was around 1,200.
Okay. This is you.
Of course.
Yeah. Says he's a lion, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my soul animal.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Hopefully I don't enter the zoo and enter the cage and see if my soul animal will play with me or not. Anyways, but...
Do you remember what you created for that 1,200?
Yes, it was an abstract work.
Abstract?
That I created, yeah. It was an abstract work that I created.
Representing what exactly?
It was more of, it wasn't actually any images. It was more of a rough work. You know, I had to use mixed medias like, I used POP on it, I used tissues and all that to just create that rough painting.
Okay.
And I'm curious, I mean, this is probably rhetorical, but as an artist, I'm wondering, when you're creating an abstract, because it's not a picture, what goes through your mind? What's that thing that forms in your mind for you to... Do you just throw things on, okay, because it's abstract, let me take this sun, put this sun here, throw this color here. How do you go about it?
With art, every painting and its meaning, every color of paint. You know, we have blue, it symbolizes love. We have white, wisdom, and all that. So you have to feel it. Your emotions at that time will tell you what to do. So, yeah.
Have you ever felt at a point, I don't want to paint, I'm tired? Like, not just because you're physically tired, mentally, because you've exhausted, you know, your ideas, you've exhausted yourself. Do you ever get to that point?
Yeah, sometimes, especially when you're about to start a work.
You're not motivated.
You don't know what you are going to do. You just get confused. But then I just be like, okay.
Do you get stuck sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes you get stuck. And then you have to just... I always say the more you make a mistake, the more you learn. And also, the rougher the work, the realistic it is.
Interesting.
So, with this painting, I think you have to be helping me.
Okay. Surely we want to help you.
Yes. Because
there are a few paintings I'm actually curious about, like this woman
you
carrying
like
the baby.
And Family has
what were you thinking when
a paintbrush?
This was a mother's affection. Yeah, the clients ordered for a mother's affection, so I was like,
there was
okay,
one
mother.
that caught my attention.
When it comes to mother, what actually does it, entails and all that? So I just decided to just come together and then do something unique.
It's almost like you look like Emefa.
It's very beautiful. Sorry.
So we paint here black.
Okay.
Okay, this is very beautiful. Tell me about it.
Who did you look at?
Do you name that? Do you name the pieces as well? What is this called?
No, I don't name them.
You don't.
I don't. But there are quite a few that I name as well. But with this particular one, I didn't name.
Can I name this one for you?
Oh, sure.
Can we name this Mamaga? Can we?
When we are done, we'll get to see if it will be or not. Okay. Tell me, what is the representation of this? What were you thinking?
This talks about flaws. We having flaws and still look beautiful despite our flaws. So as you can see, I have stretch marks there on the body, and then she's almost half naked. So it talks about the beauty of it. Yeah, because most people see you with stretch marks and then they be like, ew, ew. But then
this is so
she's
beautiful.
embracing it.
Yeah. Oh man, I should get one of these in my room. You can't be perfect, you know.
Exactly.
When they tell you to go running and all of that.
Mubaraka too.
Yeah.
How expensive are art products in Ghana? My
think
nephew always says,
they are not expensive. They are more of like more affordable.
They are affordable?
They are affordable. In fact, they are cheap.
Oh wow.
That's what I was saying.
Isn't cheap relative?
Are they imported or it's made in Ghana, like these products?
They are imported. Okay. They are not made in Ghana. That's another challenge we face as artists.
Are we shading this whole place black?
No, we are shading. Okay, you can
so I shouldn't touch this part.
Here. Don't touch this part.
I shouldn't touch this part, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Here. And
I see. Here. I am an artist for 30 minutes.
So with the challenges that we face, that has to do with the importation of the materials.
Importation?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't get quality canvases like this. They have to import them into the country, and then they are very, very expensive. Yeah.
And we can't make these here?
The ones they make, actually, they are not quality. They make it anyhow with this flat
amplified.
Her voice came up, eh?
with this flat sacks and all that. That is how they make it.
But what is this supposed ideally to be made of?
This, I don't know.
This
but they have the, it's a fabric.
Okay.
But I think it's mainly for canvas. And then it's pre-coated before you even buy it.
Oh.
But then in Ghana here, those who make it, they don't take their time to make it. And I believe in quality. If I am working for a client, I believe in getting something that is quality. I work with quality materials for them.
What's the longest time you have had to take to create something?
A week.
A week?
Yeah.
Wow. And the shortest, apart from what you're doing now?
Yeah. The shortest, I think this will be the shortest.
Okay.
Because I love to take my time with my works.
Okay.
I believe in the taking your time so that you finish. I believe that the finishing is very important with every artwork. So
I'm trying to make out what we are painting.
Abstract. It's really taking you on that abstract journey.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's an abstract.
Yeah.
What did you think you're painting? You?
I wasn't. Nice one. That's a good one. Who are your inspiration, if you have any?
Women.
Women?
Yeah. Women inspire me a lot. My mom, black women, our strength. I see women to be fighters, so that inspires me a lot when it comes to my work. So if you can see, most of my works are about women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if you can't see, this is one. If you can't see, that's one. If you can't see, that's supposed to be a woman with all the flaws. Okay? And surely you find women somewhere.
Whatever I've done this morning. Anyways, and how expensive are these paintings?
They are very affordable, as I said. They range from how do I even put 150 cedis upwards.
Okay.
So they are very affordable.
So if I want a birthday gift for somebody, I could just. You know.
How much is this?
This is just 200 cedis.
This is gorgeous. Very gorgeous.
They are very affordable, despite the fact that I use
that'd be nice and thoughtful.
Quality materials.
Okay. These are really cool. Okay, and would you say that it's become common how easy or difficult is it for you to be an artist in Ghana now? Do people understand, the business of art now?
Well, I think people are still understanding it because looking back at when I started this, growing up, it was more of, okay, this is useless. What you're doing is useless. Because growing up, I used to draw a lot, and then there are people who will see and then tell you that you're just wasting your time.
Okay.
Yeah. So with now, I think people are starting to realize that there's more to art than just, holding a pencil and drawing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think now
as it is for other things when it comes to the arts, dancing, acting, and all that. So yes, but we have breaking news coming in, and we have our very own Derek Ayim, who's head of the sports desk here at MX24 TV. We understand that an interesting news is coming in from the camp of the Blues MFS team, Chelsea. The Chelsea manager, Thomas Tuchel, has been dismissed, has been sacked, and we have more on that with Derek Ayim. Derek, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I'm sure it's not a pleasant story for Chelsea fans because they didn't see this coming, and nobody actually expected this from the Chelsea camp. But after Thomas Tuchel lost to Dinamo Zagreb last night in the UEFA Champions League, then this morning, Todd Boehly and his management team says that they parted company with Thomas Tuchel.
Apparently, there was a conference yesterday, and Thomas had a lot to say. Could you share with us some of the things that perhaps necessitated this sacking?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so yesterday was Thomas Tuchel's 100th game in charge of Chelsea, and it appears that the first 50 games of Chelsea was a bit, good or brilliant than the last 50, because the first 50, he actually had 32 wins and had about 7 losses, and also drew 11, scoring 81 goals and conceding 24 and keeping 31 clean sheets. But the second 50 games, it's not been a good one for him. He won 28 games and he lost 11 of them, and he played 9 draws in that one, scoring 87 but conceding 53, keeping just 18 clean sheets. And so I'm sure it's the reason why the management says that they want to just let Thomas Tuchel go. But surprisingly, he's just now signed the players he wants to manage with them. He just recently, 6 days ago, he had to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, which he says that he could be one of the key members to the Chelsea side. And he also signed Marco Correa. We shouldn't forget about that. And also, he's made some of the players also leave. The players, he feels they are a dead rubber to the Chelsea side, the likes of Timo Werner. And also, he also shipped out Romelu Lukaku. But it's not a pleasant news for Thomas Tuchel and also Chelsea.
Has he responded yet? Has he said anything?
No, he's not said anything yet. It was only in a press conference yesterday following their loss to Dinamo Zagreb, and he was so furious with the Chelsea squad for their display. And in the first half, he had to leave the park even before the final, the whistle was blown by the referee. So it wasn't. It's not something good for Thomas Tuchel. But what he's done brilliantly under Chelsea is that, despite being in charge for 589 days, no Chelsea manager has actually been in a domestic and European final more than Thomas Tuchel. 4 of them has reached in less than 589 days.
Has Thomas got some temper issues? Would you say he has? After that display with, was it the Tottenham boss?
Yeah, Antonio Conte.
And his reaction on the field yesterday, would you say perhaps maybe a little temper also contributed to this letting him go?
I think in the statement which Chelsea released this morning, Todd Boehly and their consultant says that today marks their 100 days in charge of Chelsea after they had to take over from Roman Abramovich. So they feel that today being their 100 days, they have to put things in place. And if things are not going on well with Chelsea, then definitely the first casualty should be the manager.
Chelsea is number 4 or 5 on the table?
Chelsea is number 6 on the table in the English Premier League after just 6 games in the Premier League.
Very interesting. Well, interesting times ahead. Who do you think, before we let you go, who do you think the team will be eyeing for that position to replace him?
Wow, currently the top manager who is without a job now is Zinedine Zidane, and he has said that, or he has the French national team in sight, but you might not know anything can happen. And also, if you take a look at what Brighton are doing in the Premier League already, for their manager. They are in second place. They just lost just a game, Brighton. So many have also said Graham Potter could be one of the brightest or the sought-after managers in the English Premier League, and he's done an amazing job with Brighton. So maybe we might see Graham Potter take charge of Chelsea.
Very interesting. Well, we wish all the Chelsea fans good luck.
Especially the one just close to you.
Emefa is not smiling. She's not. She's just sitting there staring at me. But it's not my team, so me, I don't care. Derek, thank you very much. We'll get more updates tomorrow as the story unfolds. Guys, you're still watching the AM Club. We are wrapping here in the studio with Mubarak Katu Isaka, who is painting some abstract for us. Emefa, do you want to say something about your team?
Mubarak, so where can we find where can we find you? You know,
I'm actually based online.
Okay.
At on Instagram at artifacts_gh.
Come again.
Instagram at artifacts_gh.
Okay.
Yes.
Artifacts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Artifacts.
Okay.
And then also on Facebook at Mubarak Bari Isaka.
Okay.
And then you can also get me on WhatsApp on 0542 666946.
Okay.
0542 666946. So those are my
now that you finished asking Mubarak up to date, do you want to say something about your team?
No. About what?
But
we've sacked him. We all know that he could have done better.
We're taking your comments. We just want to know how you feel about it.
It's one of those feelings. You're not surprised, and yet you're, then Chelsea's in the news again for all the reasons. It's not because it is Thomas, but because Thomas we thought could have done a little better. And from late last year till now, I don't think if you've heard that he's been sacked, it would, it will shock you and all of that. So, I mean, it's just one of those. It doesn't look good for us this season. I can't be pretending about it. I'd rather we'll be drawing than losing all this losing. But
you mean you will be drawing like Liverpool that you said we were drawing? You rather that than lose? Okay.
Yeah.
At least I've gotten that.
Yeah,
all right.
It's fine. I mean, I'm a sore loser, but it's fine.
Small.
Yeah, so let's see how it goes from tomorrow. I'm looking forward to his response and all of that. But it's not a good feeling. You know that kind of feeling. Even if you're breaking up with a worst boyfriend or girlfriend, you still feel some way.
It's all good, eh?
Yeah, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Why did you guys decide to do this even before we end the AM Club? Like, break it in my face. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us today on the AM Club. And then, so we'll post, oh wow, look at that.
So this is certainly an abstract, wow.
Absolutely. It's not a face of it looks the face of, yeah, with I see what you mean, yeah.
So here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's a face of oh, on screen it even looks better.
Yeah.
So I can see it, but wow.
The colors will settle and then even look at that.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
This is certainly an abstract.
Yeah.
Wow. Mubarak, so we'll definitely contact you. Artifacts on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you too.
Well,
we'll do the same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. or 3 to 10 a.m. But there's so much on MX24 television. Really don't tune out. Have a good one. My name is Emefa.
And my name is Godwin Namboh. Throwback Thursday. Are we playing games tomorrow? Am I showing my Kobola side again? We'll find out. Have a nice day.